Katrina Darrell here, and it's not exactly breaking news that America's ethics have eroded. I challenge you, Google ethics right now. You'll see pages and pages about ethics in technology, artificial intelligence, ethical concerns, and maybe corporate jargon about business ethics. But how far do you actually have to scroll to see the definition of the word or articles about human ethics? Is there even an emphasis on a value to being an ethical person anymore? I think not, sadly. I'm a Christian Republican. I'm proud that my parents are still married and that I had a Christian upbringing and that I was homeschooled. I'm proud that I was in college at 17 and that I researched my own opinions as an adult. I hope that I'm allowed my same freedom right now that everyone else demands without prejudice to speak my opinions. I will preface this by saying I don't hate anyone. I'm just merely utilizing my freedom of speech and creating conversation and correlations between politics and religion. In this segment, we will jump around a little bit like crisscross and timelines and subjects, but I promise to tie it up in a cute little pink bow at the end. Okay? Lay out. Okay. Aside from publicly trying to murder our former president, Donald Trump, in Pennsylvania. And no, I hope I don't need to go into detail there or reference the Sixth Commandment as to why it was wrong. Look it up if you don't know what that is. And yes, that's what an intelligent person would call an absolute truth. And no, I didn't say the Sixth Amendment, meaning the right to an impartial jury, but I'm sure all the theys in the comment section won't be that. We live in a world of brainwashed bots, and as a mother myself, I'm now seeing this corrupt world through the eyes of my child, and I hope that we're all asking ourselves, where are the ethical priorities with children? The most vulnerable, the smallest, the most impressionable, the most reliant on modeled behavior are the children. Yet we saw Governor Newsom pass the law that children as young as 14 can be considered in consensual situations with adults as an expansion of the LGBTQ movement. This also expanded to videos, photographs, etc. of these children, 14 and up, and did it during the pandemic and world shutdown of our economy, where courts weren't open in 2020, and it was such a pressing issue then. Since we're touching on the kids, pun intended, all the Insta hot mom walks in Target to get your trans-friendly toddler t-shirts, you should probably know that you and your daughter Bob are having illegal storage of your biometric data by facial recognition in video surveillance. Yes, it's illegal. Yes, just like Snapchat just had a whole ordeal. And for you Biden voters, let me slow it down for you. That means it's illegal. And your personal information, like your physical characteristics, your retina, your iris scans, fingerprints, voice prints, hand scans, facial geometry, and DNA. Check out the US Today article for references if you don't believe me. And someone's $35 million settlement. So when those classless people try to excuse theft because of a chip on their shoulder or lack of ethics, maybe they'll think twice about the video surveillance in major retail stores with the 5-finger discount, whether caught or not. By the way, that's the 8th commandment in the Bible. Don't steal. What's funny is that the 8th Amendment, in irony, living in this sewer of a world today, seems like cruel and unusual punishment. Since we're sort of on the subject of technology and ethics, businesses are posed with ethical dilemmas. People scroll websites, select purchases, input personal information, and engage with various businesses on social media, all providing personal data under the guise of helping to personalize your online experience, or product marketability, or analytics for engagement reach purposes. The information, though, is impeding on right to privacy. Lately, Facebook in particular has come into light several times in recent news for selling personal information on its platform. Let's not get too much into misinformation, deepfakes, AI, social media that isn't fact-checked, conspiracy propaganda made to instill fear or hate or privacy invasion with AI, or the latter. They have videos of people doing things in places they have not been, saying things they've never said, etc. And as we delve even beyond this into what someone like Elon Musk is into, amongst others, in regards to neurotechnology, we stumble upon another dilemma of right and wrong when it comes to changing human behaviors and thought patterns. I can only imagine the unforeseen lack of disclosures, hidden tests, or glitches, as you will. These same people that are excited about this notion will also speak of weaponization, genetic engineering, health trafficking, and digital twins. This is scary stuff, guys. I don't know about you, but I didn't see all this coming in 1999 with dial-up internet. But then again, here we are with handheld computers that do facial recognition and take credit card payment with a fingerprint. The real concerns with ethics in technology is who is morally and ethically controlling the machines that will be helping the people. Oh, but not hurting or replacing the people. Oh, no. Moving on. What the heck are we eating, America? Genetically modified modern agriculture. They say it's due to climate change, reduction of CO2, biodiversity, human health, natural resources. But the math is not mathin'. Oh, wait a minute. The reason we would risk human health in a risk-benefit balance of transgenic crops is to give the big corporations all the control over our global food supply. Light bulb moment, folks. That sounds so wonderful. So we can all be sitting ducks ready for the next pandemic and allotted our fake poisoned food. Let's tie this all back together, shall we? Whatever side of the gun you stand on, whether left or right, we really should all stand together on ethics. That advances in technology should not override our right to privacy, or the fact that any president's speech justifies assassination or violence or minimization of injury or mockery or anything of that sort. And when we use mail-in votes, it doesn't mean to win at any cost. It means to have honest, ethical parameters that ensure safeguards on secure voting practices. Just like a stance on racial injustices doesn't justify riots or vandalism or mobbing or assaults. When we move into relying on big corporations to genetically modify our food or chip the brains of our people, we're trying to rewrite genetics and play the untouchable role of God. You can claim it's for security or helping the world in the future or whatever excuse you want to give, but we can all see the truth of the reality if we open our eyes wide enough. Mac and cheese, the #1 kids' food, and also on every menu, and the one you think of for kids is Kraft. Who owns it? Philip Morris, who took all their scientists that made cigarettes addictive and decided to come up with Kraft's formula marketed to children. I see the agenda in bold print, but me or anybody else speaking up is a conspiracy theorist. A Republican means you're a racist. Believing in God-given birth genders and gender roles means you're a bigot. Being a Christian and believing in the Bible, you suffer from hyper-religiosity and Christian superiority. If someone is black and proud, that's admirable. But if you're proud to be a Caucasian, it's white supremacy. So you need to hide ever being proud of your skin color just because you haven't been in previous decades considered an oppressed minority. Yet, we see no color? How dare I say that, right? But we all demand freedom of speech and filming our police officers and asking them to repeat their badge numbers like it's a hoop to jump through. Clap, seal, clap. Let's take away your guns and underpay you. But where's the justice? I'm never protected and served. I'm sure this video will be flagged and taken down, but we have grown men in drag reading to our preschoolers in our public library right now. Are we in consensus that this world is losing ethics or what? I think the solution's simple and we need to go back to the basics in the Bible. As we all know, sadly, ethics are subjective. And we now live in a world that wants to castrate and mutilate their children. Groom, manipulate, decide for them, or sway, or realize their gender should change when they don't even have adult teeth yet. One person cannot linguistically be pluralized as a they. I used to scoff at elders who would say, what's next in this world? Mating with animals or pedophilia? Well, Woody Allen